child we used to play in the sand. Our thoughts running wild, flying like Peter Pan. You start to wise up, they want to separate the clan and denationalize the true nobles on the land. Now justice being served with a liberating hand. While they plotting and scheming, Allah has a plan. This government is yours, freedom for every man. Pledge allegiance to our flag, so united we stand. Take notice, and I hope you understand. Gotta study, cause the devil keep testing me. Love slaying demons, don't be so obsessed with me. Lurking at the door, but they cannot get next to me. By sharpening my sword, it will bring out the best in me. Take notice, just listening to the beat. Sound so prolific, uplifting to the weak. Heart keeps skipping, feeling gifted when I speak. Gotta keep your eyes open, try not to go to sleep. Shine light on the dark, evil forces got to flee. By trusting in Allah, it will bring us victory. Enforcing all these laws, always stepping with the ease. You go against the gods, all enemies rest in peace. Accepting nothing less, don't be in disbelief. My nation very rich, can't hide our history. Truth have the cause, it's not hard to disagree. My bloodline's pure and I love my family tree. It's embarrassing to watch people still not free. Take notice in this era, a lot being revealed. Tick tock on the clock, fulfill your destiny. Circle 7 be the logos, we learning in degrees. Time already up, so don't trust these thieves. More they try to bury us, their stress increase. Pay attention, be a witness to the war machine. They begging for forgiveness as they fall to knees. Defender of the innocent, true nobles will proceed. They come on you will notice all because of greed. Born in America, not the West Indies. The great Atlantis is not at sea. Hope you hearing clearly, cause it's not that deep. Human trafficking will stop, let's block that beast. Stay focused, be patient, never drop your zeal. Take notice who wrote this, Nationality. Every man, woman, and child gotta fully be prepared. Climbing up the ladder with the compass and square. You looking for a savior, call on the holy name. Nearest place to meet, closer than your jugular veins. Keep your thoughts clean, then straighten out the way. Send a fortified team to alleviate the pain. My living with esteem, agents wanna challenge me. Selling nightly if a dream, but I'd rather reality. Take notice, praise Allah who's worthy. Giving thanks to the one for waking me up early. Stay connected through the work so I wouldn't lay in dirt. Fighting off my demons, had to kill the demiurge. Grateful to believe in Mother, Father, Universe. Manifesting above average, negative thoughts can't vanish. Lower self can't stand it. Everything that harms, they love damn it. Falling from heaven to this earth. Try stopping my blessing and get your feelings hurt. Reversing every curse. The gift of understanding was given at birth. Take notice and keep sending out your prayers. Evil spirits always out there and they always come in layers. Wave after wave and you gotta be brave. Don't ever let the enemy see you afraid. Connect to higher powers, keep your energies reserved. Any weapon from against us will surely return. Controlling all our senses, spitting fire with words. The adversary relentless and they love spreading germs. Every soul have a reason, activating the nerves. Unfold without meaning, you will need to be purged. Parasite in your body, they will have to be burned. Development is earned by doing some research. Take notice, no joking. The true and living God we invoking. The workshop of mine is where I handle my tools. Every creature has a will and possess the right to choose. The dawn dropping jewels, you win, draw, lose. A wise man once says, don't get injured by them fools. I'd rather pay my dues than to end up on the news. Follow the holy prophets by walking in their shoes. Building up character and living my truth. Everything has to go from a finer point of view. Take notice, we chose this. Even though the road seemed hopeless, gotta make sure the doors remain open. Stay focused. Adon Ali, honor all MCs, Seraphim, cherubims, who rule the station of the sun, Spirit Man, and Almighty Allah that govern the solar stars, Spirit Man. Watch over your sons and daughters. Allah, take note.
Raka! North Star! That way. The North Star's that way. Canaanland Moors. Read off, we pay every day. Okay. Uplift the fee cause we all pays. we enforce the law, and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in more ways. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7s first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespected earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed, cause I seen the proof. No, but true. X, do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Spruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Coffee, whirlwind times 2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stand and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the Moorish government, you know, and it took me a long time to get to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof? No sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty Moors and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point, spirit messages never off, inner realizations, encounter the higher selves, next plane existence, explains my consistence. Without a foe you never know, so paths most resistant. Divinity, my twin flame, side chick and mistress, metaphysic, Kabbalistic, Almaroc mystic, patriarch, papistics, make my thought
Raka, North Star. That way, the North Star's that way. Canaanland Moors. Read our VP every day. Uplift the V cause we all base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in more ways. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7s first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespected earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed, cause I seen the proof. No, but true. X, do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Spruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Coffee, whirlwind times 2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stand and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the Moorish government, you know, and it took me a long time to get to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof? No sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty Moors and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point. Spirit messages never off. Inner realizations, encounter the higher selves. Next plane existence explains my consistence. Without a foe, you never know, so paths most resistant. Divinity, my twin flame, side chick and mistress. Metaphysic, Kabbalistic, Almaroc mystic. Patriarch, papistics, make my thoughts sadistic. So indigenous, call me Americanistic. Invoking the ancestors, Saracen cryptic. Suns on rotation, flows ecliptic. Shatter all illusions, reveal the realistic. Sitting in the dark, holding the light marvelous. Recognize the artifice, skin so carbonous, hair so antenna. I feel them from Vienna, myriad of virtues, lessons in reptilian henna. Enlightenment seekers won't find it in mainstream. Focus as a laser, stay balanced like a beam. Not even a gymnast. Whenever I flip this, as above, so below, get out when within this. Don't think I'm a slave, cause I speak in English. Drew, I'll leave the water, watch your flames get extinguished. Living in your higher, lower self is relinquished. Reputation of master teachers, call it distinguished.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense with
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense with
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astro plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finishing.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense with
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finishing.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle, using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic, fact slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic, calling them Thomas or Walter and get your face caved, or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini, Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini, Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence, VA are feminists, stumped on by elephants, won't like go prejudice but want Moorish benefits, when you feel the pull magnetic resonance, apis horns of the sacred book all maleficent, great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence, ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again, use energy right, not put spell effects on men, wandering the earth plane with no they live shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades, it's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets, holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday, war ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he? Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he? Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he?
Well, fear not, Vegeta, because in this video, I will tell you exactly almost everything you need to know about Mr. PoPo.
I got that Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he? Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he?
Well, fear not, Vegeta, because in this video, I will tell you exactly almost everything you need to know about Mr. PoPo. To many fans, Mr. PoPo's identity has lots of misconceptions, as some people like to see Mr. PoPo as the one that is portrayed in the Team 4-Star Abridged. Others like to portray Mr. PoPo as stronger than the Omni King, but slightly weaker than the great Mr. Satan. That is a convincing and persuasive argument. However, Mr. PoPo's character is a little deeper than that. Let's start with his background. Mr. PoPo is an assistant
Let's start with his dress code. Yeah, you're that truth getting drilled in? Hear that? Listen. Listen to the truth getting drilled in. Let me sip this drink while the truth gets drilled in. We're gonna sit here and listen to the truth get drilled in. We're not gonna do anything. Just look at Mr. PoPo and listen to the truth get drilled in. Oh yeah, we'll just sit here. Get it done. The gold armbands. Who wears gold armbands? Yeah, now they're hammering the truth in. You can't even get away from it. We'll just sit back and let them hammer the truth in. Who wears gold armbands? Who wears pantaloons? Who wears curly toe shoes? Who wears a turban with a jewel? Who is that again? Who had a turban with a jewel? Who was it? No, just say it. You say it. What's his name? What's his name? We're not gonna go that deep. Don't even talk about the 7 Dragon Balls yet. We're not gonna go that deep. Slow down. Brain turn the water. Brain turn the water. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hold the you get. Hold the you get. We just want to see if they can get past the pantaloons and the curly toe shoes and the turban with the jewel. Right? We just want to get them past that first. Right? And the most amazing thing about Mr. PoPo is that he's black. What is he? He's a Moor. Stop the BS.
Deity who lives on the grounds of the lookout. He is said to be bound there eternally as the gardener and caretaker, but he can still travel anywhere in the world when the occasion calls for it, using a magic carpet for instant transportation. Much
How come all you dirty Moors? How come all you dirty Moors didn't go after Mr. PoPo when he said he's a caretaker? None of you traitors. None of you sellout traitors. None of you. Not one of you said a word about Dragon Ball Z. Nothing. You never diss him or nothing like that. He's the eternal caretaker. If he's the eternal caretaker, what do you think? You think you don't owe him supreme debt? You don't think everywhere you go is because of him? Because he made sure there's something there for you to go walk on or for you to go fly and blow up stuff. Mr. PoPo's the man. Let's just get it. Let's just get him again. Just get him again. The more.
Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he?
Well, fear not, Vegeta, because in this video,
Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he?
Well, fear not, Vegeta, because in this video, I will tell you exactly. Hence, Mr. PoPo's identity has lots of misconceptions, as some people like to see Mr. PoPo as the one that is portrayed in the Team 4-Star Abridged. Others like to portray Mr. PoPo as stronger than the Omni King, but slightly weaker than the great Mr. Satan. That is a convincing and persuasive argument. However, Mr. PoPo's character is a little deeper than that. Let's start with his background. Mr. Popo is an assistant/deity who lives on the grounds of the lookout. He is said to be bound there eternally as the gardener and caretaker, but he can still travel anywhere in the world when the occasion calls for it, using a magic carpet for instant transportation, much like the one he uses with Beaumont to take her to the other side of the world. Though he does not appear to physically age, Mr. Popo is very old, having served Kame, the guardian of Earth, for hundreds of years, and also...
He doesn't age. He doesn't age. What does it say? Black don't crack, right? Isn't he black? But I bet you he's not. I bet you he's not. I bet you he's not a black man. I bet you. He just told you up there. Call him black again. I'll destroy you. You call me black one more time. See what happens to you. The man, the caretaker, the custodian, caretaker, Moors. He's dressed up like a Moor. But then this is some Japan stuff or whatever. What do they know about Moors? Hold on a second. Don't forget, this is not some U.S. stuff or whatever. How come these people know about Moors and you talk about black people? So they're not so they're not really racist to you, are you? They're not really racist, are they? Because they know that you're Moors. They have you in their cartoon as the Moor with the flying carpet and all that stuff. You know, I like to play games or whatever.
Serving Kami's predecessors as well as guardians of the earth into the distant past. His job description and usefulness covers a wide variety of areas, such as tending to Kami's palace by keeping the lookout clean,
Right. So the dumb Negroes, right? The dumb Negroes said this is blackface. The dumb Negroes said this is blackface and they're mad. They're mad because they're using the blackface on us. But they're honoring your dumb ass. Honoring you. You need supreme honors. You know Mr. Popo's the man? You know what the man is? You know he doesn't age. You know they talk about you, dummy. You big dummy. You know they talk about you? You do know that they're talking about you, right? You know they're not talking about anybody else on the planet. They're talking about these Negroes in America who rule the world. They don't age, but their conditions suck. Why? Because everybody else has enough sense to have a nationality. And these dummies, even though people are showing them in blackface, that they're Moors. Showing them in blackface that they're Moors. Showing them in blackface that they're Moors.
Los pajes son unos personajes mágicos que van llevando todos los regalos y veréis en unas escaleras irán subiendo a todas las casas de la ciudad para repartir a los niños toda su ilusión y para repartir a los niños los regalos. son 450 jóvenes de la ciudad, mayores de 16 años, y que van a repartir más de 800 paquetes en 800 balcones y en 800 familias.
And Negroes are saying this is blackface. And oh my gosh, Europeans paint themselves black and then they put the red lips to make it look like a caricature of the that's Mr. PoPo, who's a Moor. And these people are dressing up and doing whatever they do. And they're pretending to be you because you don't want to be yourself. They're pretending to be you because you don't want to be yourself. You want to be everything else on the planet that has nothing to do with your identity. So they jack your energy with this one parade or whatever, and all of them get together and they think that they're Moors really, really hard, and then they go back to wherever they came from, and their life's amazing. Until the next year when they get together again, and they get together and they put all their energy together and they go do what they're supposed to do. You don't realize that that's why they're still around? Because they're pretending to be us to get out of the repercussion that they're supposed to get. But then it's falling on you because you're saying that you're black when really black means pale, and that's really them, not you. When you hex yourself, I'm trying to show you that we're Moors. And this is not some religious join something. This is about getting your energy back, getting your harmonization with the universe back. That's what this is about. This is about you realigning yourself, and that's religion. You need the spiritual. Go to the guy, lay on the table, and let him do the crack, 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 crack. And then you get up like, oh yeah, that's what you need, the spiritual one of those. Once you get the spiritual one of those, you're gonna get kicked in your head so hard with this truth that you're gonna wake up. And remember, we're only talking to the 5 of you out there who really want this. Oh, don't tell them about crappers. Don't do it. Got a dose of medicine. Hey, make sure. Make sure you better be ambidextrous so you could write notes with one hand from the chat. And then write notes. Undefeated. Our people don't want to they don't want to understand their own stuff. They want to play games with Moors or debate Moors. Don't debate Moors. You better go check yourself. Find yourself immediately. Self-hatred and destructiveness. It is possible to hate yourself far too much A person may dislike their appearance, feel that they aren't good at anything, or feel that they treat others badly. Thoughts that can lead to impulses to want to harm or punish themselves. No one should need to live like this. Living with self-hatred is like living with an inner bully. The bully criticizes and judges constantly, making a person feel worthless, bad, ugly, disgusted, fat, mean, strange, or like a failure. The inner bully also convinces someone that people around them view them the same way. This can lead to anxiety and the feeling of not being able to stand one's own body or personality. So we're putting that in the context of our people with the racism. Because they're expecting, because they're black and something happened to them, that somebody else over here is supposed to sympathize and empathize with them and help them and lift them up and walk them over to the thing and then put their feet up under and put the pillow under and then make sure that they're comfy. And that's not, you can't expect that. You're in error. As long as you just have a nationality like every other civilized human being. So to not want a nationality and want to be a fiction is self-hatred. Right. Well, this one, it was 3 wise men parade in Spain. Three wise men parade in Spain. And when we and when you hear Moors say nationality is the order of the day and what's your nationality and whatever like that, really what you're being asked is why aren't you a Moor? Why aren't you a Moor yet? What are you doing? We already know you don't have a nationality. What is your nationality? You're not expected to answer. We already know you're stateless. That's something that you can say is back then. But at this point, we're not expecting you to have any. We're putting out the info, and if you want it, there it is. If you don't, then the struggle continues. You keep up the great work. Right. Self-hatred arises from a negative spiral of bad self-esteem that may be various causes, perhaps an event in childhood or earlier in life, causing the person to believe that they are worthless than others, that there is something wrong with them, and that no one will love them. Self-hatred can also be a symptom of depression or emotionally unstable personality disorder. Right? So the personality disorder, right? Now look at the personality disorders, right? Nobuju Ali was the Egyptian adept for a reason. The personality disorders are Negro, Black, Colored, Ethiopian, and by the time we get to 2021, the amount of fictions that these people call themselves, pronouns and everything else that they say that's what they are. You see how mentally deranged people are. That those are Just like in the in the corporate government realm, the personality disorders is license, SIN number, passport, and all these different instruments. Because the people use the instrument as if that's them. And somebody says, give me your whatever, and they say, here is my whatever. That's a personality disorder. You think you're a card. If you think you're a card, if you think the car is the baby and you gotta rub that down and rub the wheels and whatever like that, and then your wife is home mad, that's a disorder. Because why would you give some inanimate thing that much energy? Get the hose, brap, you know, I mean, quick vacuum out and stuff's done in 20 minutes. Like, what? This is long stuff. This is long, drawn out stuff. Instead of putting that attention where it's supposed to go and fix the mental disorder. Right? Look at yourself and realize, oh, I'm actually brown. I'm not black. Stop calling yourself black. It's when people call you that, you freaking say something. Hey, yo, I'm not that. Like, you can't call me back. Like, once you're not recognizing your nationality as a Moor, you're living in self-hatred. This is the point that is being presented. You are embodying self-hatred by not declaring who you are as a free, sentient being. Because you're here, you got a body, you know, you can tell a lot of metaphysical, whatever, but you're in the body and the body stuff has to go on here. You're not just sitting on a pillow in the middle of the room all day. Like, that ain't, that's not a reality on this realm. You have a body for something. You just sit there, do nothing. How does this affect a person's life? When the feeling of self-hatred and anxiety becomes too strong, there is a risk of engaging in destructive behaviors to deal with or numb the unpleasant feelings. Cutting or otherwise damaging the skin can be a way to relieve the anxiety and to punish the body as well. A person with self-hatred can get the feeling that the body needs to be purified. Eating disorders and abuse of alcohol and drugs are other ways to attack the body. It is also possible to develop suicidal thoughts. This is just from being just from not recognizing your nationality. This is what you're putting yourself up against when you're not in the realm of nationality. Because everything other than claiming what your nationality is a mental disorder. Like we said, self-hatred is something that's embodied. The idea of Noble Drew Ali telling Moors, you're not Negro, black, colored, you're Moors, was freeing you from a mental disorder. That you have warped personalities. And you keep going to those as the salvation when it's not there. No matter how good it feels. Because even though it's all about the body and cutting yourself or whatever because you're mad at some BS, suicidal thoughts and abuse of whatever, right? That's natural. It's part of the journey. If that's what it is. Your damn body, you know what I mean? Just don't come crying when you cut the wrong vein and all that stuff, because you already should know that you shouldn't be doing any BS like that. So learn the hard way. But when he's telling you that we're Moors in the 1920s, remember the 20s, he was putting us in a position that as soon as it's almost like people who are locked up should be going from the lockup place to the place that they're going to rehabilitate for real. And then that's going to be based in nationality and whatever like that. And then you have the prison ministry, which is actually in there preparing the people. Right? The anxiety, having the strong anxiety to always want to defend something, because you know that the disorder of black puts you in the realm of the slave and certain things where you don't have anything. So you're always on edge because you feel somebody's gonna steal your stuff, even though it's sitting there right there for you to get and whatever like that, and you're not even in that realm of seeing it right there for you. And again, Moore's already got all this info. This ain't no info like that. You just show you everybody knows. We're taking it deeper to prove to you that it's your mindset that's creating the madness that you're experiencing. And the only reason that you have this warped mindset is because you have no nationality, so you're not grounded. So you're all over the place. Nothing is a steady stream. Everything is in some type of jagged edges thing. Like there's a harmony that you're supposed to be in tune with. Nationality puts you on beat immediately. You might not even get it right away, but once you realize that you're not these fictions, you start eliminating the self-hatred. Right, remember, all of these things that you thought were you. You have to separate from them. You have to take all these different layers off to get to the true essence of yourself, which is the foundation of nationality, because it's divine. It's divine as well.
Camila Cabello was just accused of having a dancer in blackface during a recent performance. So she took to Twitter to explain herself to her followers. But some fans are just not accepting her explanation. Let's get into it. On Thursday night, Camila Cabello performed a live version of her latest single, Don't Go Yet, on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Following the performance, she shared a clip from the performance on Twitter, writing, "The Familia invaded Fallon tonight last night," adding, "On my team, we try to create a culture of kindness, joy, and love, and you could feel that this week. None of this could be possible without the dream team that makes it happen and the fans that continue to support." And while her post and 80s-themed performance seemed innocent enough at first, that was until some viewers noticed that one of Camila's dancers had on makeup that drastically darkened his skin tone. This led some people to accuse Camila of using blackface as part of her performance. One fan shared a tweet in response to the performance saying, "So we're not going to talk about your dancer being in blackface and you allowing it? For..."
It's either the mental disorder of making something out of nothing, That the explanation is that they were copying some surfing idea of being tanned. And don't do racist anything with the guys. We didn't have anybody dark, so we made this guy dark so that he could be the tan guy for the surfing thing. Like, what's the problem? Now you mad?
Ce personnage a une attitude et un comportement de sauvage, il crie sur les gens, il fait peur aux enfants et il donne une image dégradée des personnes noires. C'est encore plus grave quand c'est par rapport aux enfants. Il y a des enfants, j'ai une amie noire qui habite à Hatt et ça lui est déjà arrivé de croiser un enfant qui en la voyant se met à pleurer parce qu'elle lui rappelle le sauvage. Ou un enfant qui lui dit est-ce que je peux avoir un bisou de sauvage. Voilà, donc ce qu'on demande à toi, c'est de comprendre que même s'ils ont...
Over in Belgium, they got a little festival that happens in August. And at that time, now if y'all thought Black Pete was bad, Black Pete is actually cool compared to what we're about to show you right now. Over in Belgium, every August for this festival, that's when they bring out Black Pete's friend, the Savage. that is something that they do every year. And they are proud of this shit. The Savage comes out, and this is for a festival every August where it's called the Ducasse d'Ath, I believe. And while we over here in the States, you know, we've come to terms and recognize that blackface in certain ways is offensive, is very hurtful, and we chose not to do it. Over in Belgium, they said, this is what we do. This is our heritage. We bring out at this festival,
So this is what they do. That's their heritage. How come their heritage isn't dressing up like Europeans? How come their heritage is going in blackface and you're mad? If their heritage is going in blackface and then that's how they honor their foremothers and forefathers, then wouldn't that mean that black people are Europeans' foremothers and forefathers? And if Europeans are admitting to black guys that you're our forefathers, so we're going to dress up in blackface to honor you, and then black guys are mad because they shouldn't be doing that because that's racist or whatever, isn't that a disorder psychologically? That someone is giving you praise and admiration and you don't want it? Not only don't you want it, but you're casting it away like some demons of hell stuff that when they're honoring us. They're not mad. They're not racist. If this is their heritage, their culture, they've been doing this for 200 years. Honoring the Savage and Black Pete. And both of them are brothers in history, in real life. They're brothers. They're not Europeans. And they weren't doing anything wrong. The Savage is a drunk guy. The guy is drunk. And his boy Pete's going out giving gifts to everybody. What's the problem? Where's the what is going on? Right? Again, remember when they talked about in the self-hatred of the cutting yourself and all that? These are all the little things that you bring up to try to not accept the fact. The truth is put there, and then you're trying to go around it to try to find something to make it not be the truth. It is what it is. They're honoring us. There's nothing to say. They put on some KKK stuff, they're honoring us. Because that's not their outfit. That's our stuff. So if they're scaring you with your own stuff, who's the dummy? Them? They're the bad guy? Because you're scared of your own stuff? Right? Why is a demon going around giving gifts to everybody? And then everybody's putting their hands out like, yeah, come on, I'll take one. Where's mine? And all that. Think about it. Think about it. Everybody's running out on a certain day because they know Black Pete is coming to give gifts to everybody as the big sack and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know, giving out gifts. Sound familiar? The European with reindeers flying and all that stuff. This guy's walking around just giving out stuff, and you got the other guy with reindeers flying. Now, you never seen a flying reindeer yet. You seen reindeers all over the place. And you never seen a flying horse, none of that stuff? Okay. They want you to look at it as negative. Why would the devil guy be wearing feathers and stuff like that? You should probably look up the meaning of feathers. So if you see the devil wearing feathers, it's probably not the devil. I wouldn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Because of some blackface. Some people aren't. Some people are about it.
Picturesque Coburg in Bavaria. The town's striking coat of arms depicts the so-called Moor of Coburg. The emblem is now at the centre of a heated controversy. Opponents call it a symbol of racism, but many residents are mystified. Is there really nothing else to worry about? We've got bigger problems than the Coburg Moor. He's the patron saint of Coburg, and I find this whole discussion out of order. He's never upset anyone. It can stay as it is. The crest dates back to the Middle Ages, when black people were often described as Moors. Today the term is viewed as derogatory, but it's not intended to be demeaning, according to Coburg historian Hubertus Habel. The emblem features Saint Mauritius, a black Christian knight who was martyred and is now commemorated.
Insofern ist das Wort meiner Ansicht nach.
To that extent, I think the word Moor is okay. And the representation of a black man as the symbol of Coburg is absolutely fine. It's an expression of esteem and veneration for the saint. That's not a view shared by two young Berliners who've started an online petition against Coburg's coat of arms. Alicia Archie is originally from the area. For her, calling a black man a Moor is no longer acceptable in the light of the Black Lives Matter movement, and especially not a figure with thick lips and a Caribbean-style earring. That suggests to some that all black people and all Africans look the same, a complete nonsense for a continent where people look totally different from one another. Others find something exotic in it, a ferocity that has to do with savage peoples. It's a racist portrayal that should not be allowed to continue. Many residents are mystified. Is there really nothing else to worry about? We've got bigger problems than the Coburg Moor. He's the patron saint of Coburg, and I find this whole discussion out of order. He's never upset anyone. It can stay as it is. The crest dates back.
That's letting you know that you ruled here. This image of a black man and is trying to show that all black people are the same and look like each other, that's BS. This is letting you know that people who look like this ruled here. And then it's plastered all over. Just go to Canaanland Moors, go look up Moors in Germany. And there's Moors in Germany, and the stuff is there in your face, and nobody's mad. Nobody's angry. Everybody's down with it. Oh yeah, the title of the video is Coat of Arms of German City of Coburg sparks racism charges. Coat of Arms of German City of Coburg sparks racism charges. And then you could probably put in blackface and stuff will come up too, because there was so much, it was crazy. People mad.
By the debate, and is not giving any interviews on the subject of the coat of arms. The answer could be just to change the description, says this resident. He's got a name, after all, Mauritius. Why shouldn't it be the Coburg Mauritius? Mauritius Pharmacy, Mauritius Street, that sounds better. How do you measure culture? What is racist? It's not easy to find the right balance, especially not in Coburg.
Why are you on the manhole cover? Who are you? Who are you? You're on the manhole cover. You're mad? Racial discrimination and mental health. In recent decades, research on racial discrimination and mental health has been a rapidly growing area of scientific investigation. However, racial discrimination is best understood as one of the pathways by which racism affects health. The term racism refers to an organized system that is premised on the categorization and ranking of societal groups into races. The dominant group devalues, disempowers, and differentially allocates desirable societal opportunities and resources to racial groups categorized as inferior. Supporting and buttressing the structure of racism in an ideology that is deeply embedded in the culture of the society that proves the rationale for the ranking of groups. This leads to the development of negative attitudes and beliefs toward racial outgroups, prejudices and stereotypes, and differential treatment of these groups by both individuals and societal institutions. There is a large body of high-quality scientific evidence that documents the persistence of racial discrimination in employment, housing, banking, and other commercial transactions and a broad range of domains of life. That's because those quote-unquote races are castes. Black is on the bottom, white is on the top. And if you want to play black, then, don't complain. All we have is programs. We got a debate for 500 years to see if we're going to give you some finance to do something. In the meantime, you'll be all right. Right? That's only under wardship. Racial discrimination, racism, racial outgroups, prejudice, stereotypes, disempowerment, devaluing the efforts of all of that. All of that is wardship. And if you're in worship, then you're setting yourself up to be a victim of self-hatred, which you're going to pass through the generations as a generational curse. And you're not going to know how to get them out of it and all that stuff. You're going to be all over the place because you're not grounded because you don't have a nationality, which is the first thing Joali said. If you don't do anything else, declare your nationality. If you don't do anything else, you better say you're a Moor when these people knock the door and say, hey, we're looking for... If you're not a Moor, you're taking it, or whatever they're giving, you're taking it. Right? Not some law stuff and some, this is I self-law master time now. This is you better be in the right frequency. You better be in the right zone. You better be staying in the pocket.
Tonight for a New Jersey community to come together after some Jewish children wore blackface and afro wigs as costumes for the Jewish holiday of Purim. Children usually dress up as historical characters to celebrate the festive holiday. CBS 2's Mike Baker has reaction tonight in Lakewood.
Heather McKinnon posted these pictures of children in Lakewood Friday. Her daughter took them.
She first sent me the picture of the child with the African dashiki on with the painted black face, and my mouth just dropped.
Blackface has a long, disturbing history. In the 1830s, white actors in minstrel shows would paint their faces black with burnt cork or grease paint and is considered extremely offensive. McKinnon says the kids also dressed in Black Lives Matter shirts and afro wigs.
I'm not blaming the children, but the parents, they want respect, and I don't feel like they're showing other minorities or, religions respect.
Michael Insenbuck is general counsel for the school district. He says children were dressed up for the Jewish holiday Purim, a celebration of survival.
The Jews were facing extermination by Haman, Haman, the bad guy.
Now again, if they have one time a year that they're gonna dress up like you, why are you mad that they're emulating you? Why are you mad that they wanna be? You're saying you're Black Lives Matter. You're mad because some Europeans dress up like you and want to be Black Lives Matter too? Why are you mad? Isn't that support for your thing that you're claiming is for the... You're mad because what? They want to be black. Somebody could just tell them they're black already if they're pale, because, you know, black means pale. But once you're in the race game, once you're in the wardship, the BS always applies. So you're going to have this type of stuff happen. You're going to have this happen. These games with these fictions. But always remember,
Isn't that weird, black man?
Yeah, almost as weird as what's gonna happen if you call me that again.
What is he?
You know who you are. We're Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all the Moors who know that they're Moors. Honors to you. A round of applause. You get the wiserhood. You get the wiserhood for knowing the truth about your nationality and birthrights. And don't forget, January 8th, we're getting ready for the online throwdown for the Prophet. January 8th, 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. online. Look for the flyer on the Canaanland Moors IG or on the Canaanland Moors YouTube. But it's gonna be crazy. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace and love to all the Moors. Honors to all mothers. And I will that your moon day is lunar. Islam Moors.